Hey guys, how's it going? Long time no see. Let me just quickly check if everything's working out. Do I have the right screen? Yeah. Alright, cool. Cool that this is working, I think. Yeah. Let me know if you hear me, if you hear my voice. And I'll quickly reorganize a few of my tabs in the meantime. Yeah, I accidentally got the wrong timing. Okay, I think I can hear my voice too, so that works. Yeah, I started the live stream a bit late. But that's fine. Yes, sir. Who do we have in the chat? We got Emiliano. R. Gerhard, welcome. Beyond the Haze. Somebody who's Russian. Ethan Base, Tours Nebula. Nice to have you all in the chat. Welcome, welcome. So, guys, I want to give you a quick update on a few things. First of all, let's dive into what's new in the studio here. Yeah. I replaced a few of the hardware synths. I used to have a TR-8S here. Now I have the drum machines that I use more frequently here. The Electron devices, they integrate very well with Ableton Live thanks to Overbridge, and this is something new here, the iPad, which I am absolutely nerding about. I've discovered a few new apps. Let me turn down this meditation mix in the background, or actually it's kind of nice. Let me leave it on. Yeah. One sec. Yeah. This is pretty dope because it has a few drum machines and apps that you can use independently from Ableton Live, but at the same time using Ableton Link, you can have both of these synced in timing and transfer whatever's coming from this iPad to my DAW. And there's some pretty cool apps like patterning the drum machine. I don't want to go too in depth. Maybe I just wanted to show you a few things. And yeah, Borderlands Granular is like a granular synth that lets you create these little dots and move them around the screen and create pads this way. Now I'm always looking for new type of stuff that I can integrate into my workflow, and I thought this was like a whole new world of inspiration to me. And I've been making music with the iPad for the past 2 weeks, and I've been really enjoying it. So I have this connected to my Digitakt, to the input section of my Digitakt using an adapter cable. So whatever I program here, I can also resample and create some new kits on the Digitakt, which is just absolutely fantastic, and have that sync into Ableton Live using Overbridge. Yeah, I don't want to get too nerdy about it. I'm just gonna dive straight into production, into the whole workflow. So this is how it looks like for me in Ableton Live. The audio tracks, the MIDI tracks that I have set up by default, plus the Digitakt and iPad. So the Digitakt is routed into Ableton Live using the Overbridge software, which is magic for me. You connect one USB cable and you get everything into Ableton Live. Only downside is that you have a lot of latency here, unfortunately. See down in the bottom left corner, it's quite a lot. So it's very useful if you just want to transfer sounds or you have a very minimalistic live setup or something like that. And on the input sections of the Digitakt, I have the iPad, and those are going separately into this particular channel here. So if I hit play in Ableton Live, you can hear the Digitakt, a pre-programmed drum kit here. And on the iPad channel, we have a few other apps that we can use that I will show you in a second. So yeah, just a quick little X-course here, just showing you a few things that I'm currently nerding about that I'm having a lot of fun with. We're gonna get into Ableton Live in a second, but I thought giving you a small update on these few things would be also fine. So let's mute the kick for now. This is the patterning overview, and it's by far the quickest way for me to create drums. You see, you get a kick going here. Just really, really fast, and it's fun. I don't want the kick, I can then take it out like this. Add the Digitakt kick back in. Maybe mute a few more tracks on the Digitakt. Yeah, so this would be one sound set here. And this is like the DAW that allows you to mix whatever's going on. I can add multiple tracks here, audio track, and take another app like Borderlands Granular, what I just mentioned. And I can create pads using Borderlands Granular here. And similar to Ableton Live, it also has effects like, where is it? Audio unit effects like black hole, eventide black hole. And like, as I discovered this, I was like, what the frick? How awesome is that? You can add some tape delay. And it's all going into Ableton Live. Isn't it? That's just so dope, dude. And you can add more of these plugins, more of these apps. One that I find really cool is Sampler, SAMPLR. You have to open the app previously for it to work. Yeah, and then you can create your own little loops here. Filter them out. It's just magic for me, honestly. And it's all synced using Ableton Link, which is it's just fantastic. It's a lot of fun, and I'm really nerdy about these type of stuff. So in patterning, you could, of course, select different drum kits here. Like the Percussion congas, which is just an absolutely great kit. Look, these are 3 layers. This is just a kick from the Digitakt, percussion from the patterning synth, and the Borderlands Granular. Oops, let me turn this guy down. Borderlands Granular pad. You got Organic House. Yeah, so that's one thing that I'm currently getting into a lot. Just dive back into Ableton Live. I want to read the chat on the go, but I have all my gear connected to the iPad thingy. I'm gonna try to read the chat. Who else do we have in the chat? Let me catch up on a few of these messages. What's up, Sebastian? Loud and clear. Grüße aus der Time Warp City Mannheim. Time Warp City? Hello, my friend. What's up, Chris? We got Jay's 808. Moinsen, hello. PTR. Where's Nebula thing? Show off. Yeah, I'm showing off a bit. Excuse me. I'm really nerdy when it comes to hardware gear. I've become really nerdy. So what I'll do if I like a certain pattern is I will I'm gonna mute the congas because that's the only element that I feel like I need for now. Okay. So less input gain. And then we're gonna resample this into a new layer here. So create a new audio track, new layer, record arm it, and then just resample the conga here. Okay, so it's pretty quiet, so I'll tune it back up. I think it's gonna be quite noisy. Yeah, maybe we can cut that out with some type of gate, or I might as well wait 1 sec. I'm gonna make sure that I have enough input, like the signal is loud enough to record before I'm gonna saturate it a bit here in the DAW, and then I'm gonna record it again. So let's solo and record without the kick. Okay, that's enough. I think we got a few decent loops without clipping back here. Yeah, and then I can take the pad that I liked. Maybe I'll use it too. I know it's a lot of stuff to show in one live stream. Again, it's just something that I've been enjoying. And resample that too. That is really quiet though. Just a few bars of that. I think that's enough. Yeah, and then I can delete whatever I don't need, so I have the material here. Let's call this, I can turn off Ableton Link. I'm not going to use the iPad anymore. I'm going to keep the focus on the Ableton Live as of now. And I'm going to use my iPad to read the chat. So yeah, that's a small little setup update. A few things that I'm currently having fun with. Let me see if I can turn down the volume so I don't hear myself here. Open up the chat here so I can see it. Whoopa. There we go. Now I can read whatever you're saying here. So we got Nirmal. What's up, my friend? How are you? Doing great. Michael, what's up? Somatek, Tach. Got so many Germans here, man. Okay. Yeah, we got a conga groove here. And a pad, so let's call this one. Pad, conga. Yeah, I'll start with the groove before I start talking. I'll make sure to turn off Digitakt. And I'll grab a kick. What's up, Beyond the Haze? Yeah, man, everything's well. Been having a lot to do with my grandparents, but again, I'll get into that in a second. Let me start creating a groove first before I get lost in talking. So I'll take a kick. Pick a newer kick. I think I have a few kicks prepared in the template. Templates here. Yeah, the default template, which you can also grab for free on my sites, like my favorite sounds bundled up into one template. I'll take the kicks and put them here. Got this Volen Sentir kick here that I think I will use today. 2 bars, that's more material, and now let's hit play. Maybe we can pitch the pad down 1/2 tone step or 2. I like the white noise here. I rendered it in by accident. It's actually kind of nice with these pads. Complex part. Yeah, I'm looking for like the classical All Day I Dream Tim Green type organic house vibe today. So I'm gonna take a kick that has a bit more transient to it. Normally I tend to pick kicks that have less of that transient, more of like that 808 vibe, like this. But I find that these transient kicks, the really punchy ones, with the sharp transient here, they go very well with organic house. So we're gonna come up with some kind of a hat groove now. So I'm feeling hats. It's quite loud. Yeah, this is a good hat. So 8th notes. Let's layer this with a few other hats, so let's group it. I'm gonna stick with classic here. I want a hat that has a lot of white noise punch to it. Good, now we can pan these a bit. The important hats we put to the middle, the less important ones you put to the side. Now we can add maybe an extra hat loop here with a bit more percussive detail in the background. Hats. Add a bit of that reverb to our hats. Maybe take away some of the tail from the kick. Nice. And now I'll create a MIDI track. Never mind, I already have one here, so I'll just chuck it in here, put it into slice mode, and see if I can select a few percussions here. Dial it down. Also 2 bars, maybe. Kind of quiet. Let's tune it up a bit here. Volume. Fade out. like this sound. Maybe we can just take this. And do some creative stuff with it, like filter delay. Less feedback, maybe. Is that a shifter? Maybe before the delay. A little more feedback. Put it on pitch mode. Ring. Sure. Maybe add an additional percussion. Yeah, this one's a bit high though. Maybe let's give it a bit more space by extending the length to 4 bars. What's up, Jose? What's up, Sams? And Utpal? Welcome. Now I want to look for a clap. Clap, I want it to be nice and wide. Also thinking of having a few layers. So how do we do it best? Let's do it in a drum rack. So I'm going to create a new MIDI track, drums, drum rack. By the way, if you have any questions along the way, feel free to ask. I'm always open to answer along the way. So C3 is going to be the original pitch. Oh no, never mind. We're using drum rack. Forgot. So it should be C1. Yeah. Now it's time for some claps. Again, I'm going to go into the free default template that I have on my site. Where's the claps? Core tops here. Got the main clap. Let's put it on here. I think it's a drum rack, isn't it? Oh no, never mind. That was not the drum rack. Clap rack. This was the one that I'm looking for. Yeah, it has a ton of claps that I already know work quite well. Oh yeah, this one's one of my favorite claps, like all time. Always freaking works. I used it in a track that I also really, really like. That I haven't shown anybody yet. Yeah, these are just really, really good sounds. Some woody claps. Woody. Oh, look at how that sounds, man. Just so lovely. Oh, nice and fat. Oh. Yes. More. Nice 909 claps. Perfect. We're going to take this entire clap section, duplicate it over, and then mess with the timing so we have a slightly different vibe here. We're going to extend this entire groove to 2 bars. Duplicate this over. And yeah, just slightly delay the sounds again. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Just a slight nudge to each and every single one of these layers. I'm hitting Command to go off the grid. Sometimes it is a bit too much, so you have to correct. For example, the last two I feel like are just too different compared to the first. So I'll, again, mess with the timing until I feel like I get something more on the grid. It's barely noticeable, but I'll just leave it this way. And what I can do for some of these layers is add an emphasis clap on every second clap. So every second clap sounds different. Or you could do like A, B, A, C, or A, B, A, B. Call and responses everywhere, even in these clap layers. For example, this clap over here, 29 Tulum clap. I could locate it first of all. Where is it? Here. I can add some separate processing to this clap over here. For example, the shifter and filter delay that we used previously on the percussion. Can just copy this, go into our claps wherever they are. Here, these are our claps, and I could add them onto this particular track and then drag them over to this particular clap. So it just applies to this clap. See, so we have a slightly different clap variation here. I don't like the feedback. Oh, why is it jumping all the way? Too many EQs here. Let me clean up the track just a bit here. Too many stuff loaded onto the track. Oop, I didn't want to delete that. Excuse me. Less feedback, so it takes less time to fade out. Yeah, it's almost like an extra percussion groove. Why not? This one's a bit too much, in my opinion. This one's perfect, yeah. Just gives it a bit more width. I think one of these claps has like a double hit. Yeah. This one here. Mix Piercer. We'll cut that out. Perfect. Maybe give it some stereo with a line delay. Look at that. Lovely. Or you could just assign the stereo to particular layers. So not the entire clap group, but just individual claps. Who else do we have in the chat here? Doing good, bro. Working on a song on a break. Enjoying your session. Awesome, man. Have fun producing. Got Manuel Manzotti. What's up, my friend? Gutter God, man. Nice to have you back. Long time looker, first time liver. Liver? What's up, Aaron? I feel like one of these hi-hats is a bit too much. Maybe I could add like a white noise hi-hat from the template again. And replace it. This one I don't like too much, the last hi-hat, so I'll just take it out. Add like a... Or maybe we could add like a pattern like this. So down, middle, up, low. It's kind of the pattern that I want. Maybe not. I don't know. This is kind of like a progressive house thing to do, like these programmed hats. You can add an additional sidechain like LFO tool to make it blend in a bit more to the groove. LFO tool. Wherever it is, there we have it. I mean, why not? Sure. Maybe you can end up using it, but just pitch it down a bit. So now I'll do a bit of rough grouping here. So these are the, let's call these tops. Tops. Give them all the same color here. I guess we can also, yeah, let's put all these in here. Tops, percussion. Okay, the claps are too loud. Now we just need some shakers. Take this one here, maybe. Yeah, nicely fills out the groove here. It's just a simple looped shaker. So if I were to, for example, do that manually, you guys know which shaker I always use. There's two VST plugins that I always refer to when it comes to creating my own shakers, especially organic house shakers. What's up, Ricardo? How you doing, man? It's three, excuse me. So the first one is Shimmer, Shake, and Strike, which is by far the best one. It's the best. No arguing here, because it has this pattern, kind of like this FL Studio-ish like sequencer that is great for velocity. It gives you 3 layers, the shake, the strike, and another shake that you can pan to the left, right, and middle. And you just have to find the right note. You can see which notes correspond to which pattern down here. And what I usually do is just I scroll until I find the right layer. And I know that Tim Green uses it. I actually found this VST from watching one of his production live streams. I just need to play. Yeah. What I don't like is the reverb though, but you can go into the mixer here and just crank down the reverb and delay. And you can start looking for different shakers, like the banana shaker, pills, and a bit more towards the middle. Go for a different strike, like a clap, maybe a clap layer or something like that. Like this, organic hand claps. You know, or you could just select a preset from up here, 4x4, like this. Kind of mix it in with the rest of your groove. And sometimes I would just have these play. For example, I'll create a new audio track and set the input to Kontakt 7, for example. Post mixer, so audio that's coming from here is going into here. Record arm, and then I'll just record whatever comes out of this track. Oops. And I can mess around with different presets, different velocity. Take away the hits on some. Again. Yeah, what's cool is that you can also drag and drop the MIDI here. So you get to see your shaker MIDI, and you could perhaps use this for programming your own shakers, which is just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic shaker plugin. Yeah, and I have everything that I just programmed in here. So if I like something, I can just pick it like this, loop it, and then mess around with it here, beats, warp mode, etc. And sometimes you get very interesting happy accidents this way. You see how that serves as a layer to the rest? And it gives it like this tambourine tick 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 tick, which is like, I find to be very cool. So we'll call this one tambourine transient, because it layers well with the kick. Just subtly blend it in there, you know? Another one that I really like using, and this is not only for shakers but also percussion, is Session Percussion is by Native Instruments, which is very high quality. I really enjoy using this. Sometimes I just randomize the kit here, and thank you to whoever just subbed. I randomize the kit, and I find, similar to what we just did with Shimmer, Shake, and Strike, the original kind of pitch. So these are one-shots, and these are the loops down here. That's usually how these Kontakt libraries work. Yeah, and then you can continue scrolling through the presets. Let's go for maybe bongos, Latin. So this is a triplet. I don't think it'll fit with our groove, but this one. This, for example, absolutely insane. Really good quality, dude. And you can add humanization, swing, shift the notes, use your mod wheel and pitch wheel to create fills and impacts. And then there's this, where was this panel, man? The editor allows you to place the sound slightly differently. And it allows you to also create different patterns down here. So you randomize the patterns for example, just the low conga, the low muted conga, and so on. You can also change the velocity in here, the timing, the flams, and just it still, no matter what you do, it ends up sounding very organic. Like, look, just in this case, I went for just a simple random loop and it fits well. But I feel like it's a bit too humanized, so let's dial that down a bit. It fits amazingly well. So again, I'll just resample the audio coming from this track into an extra audio track. I'll create a separate one for that. Track number 13, record arm, and then hit record. And then I can still mess around with the pattern here. Maybe hit play on these variations here. Yeah, see, these are variations. And if I hit play on the individual ones, it's almost like I get a fill, which is kind of cool. And now I have that resampled to audio. I can then trash the Kontakt layer. So I also save CPU. Can increase the gain here. And that's what I get. It's entirely new kind of custom groove here. You see in this section I played around with the impact. It was very soft. So I can just highlight a particular section like this, loop it, and then dial it down or dial it up. And perhaps I want this to pan a bit more since these are percussions. I can have them go crazy in the stereo field. Now I feel like these two conga layers are conflicting a bit. So we got conga and bongos and I for native instruments. Let's just call it this way. So it might make sense to process these together and see which conga should play when. So you have more of a call and response phrase instead of like this chaotic groove stacking onto each other. Yeah, because I feel like it's a bit chaotic now. Maybe we can go into the groove itself, highlight this section at Command U. So we quantize it to the grid, change it to beats, forward transient, and then make it shorter, so it doesn't take up as much space. But I feel like it's quantized it very strangely. Command Shift U to open the quantization panel, 16ths. Yeah, I like this. Da-da-da-da. Pitch it down, maybe? No. Nice. So these are our tops. So let's put a drum bus on them. This is usually how I like to process my drums. Compressor and dial down the output gain. No dampening. Just fatten the drums up a bit. There we go. Sometimes I like to add the black box. This one here. I like the pentode. But in combination with drum bus, it can sometimes be a bit too much saturation. Nah, it doesn't do much, so I'll take it out. Yeah. Those are the drums. And for the pads, I don't have to stick with the original sample. I can still use something else. For pads, man, pads are one of my most favorite elements, to be honest. Pads and drums, I feel like they make up a great part of the hand, great part of my style. What I'd like to do for inspiration's sake is just take a ton of pads, put them in here, and see which one fits to the groove the best, without me having to really think, just feel. Take away some of the low end maybe, so it conflicts less with the drums. I think I'm gonna stick with the first one. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with it. I'm not gonna overcomplicate it. Just add a bit of reverb and delay. I think this one's the Combus one. That's audio input from Kicks. Post mixer. Nice. So I'll take this compressor and I'll put it onto a few of the dominant layers, like the conga. Delete the compressor here, add this one here. So it has a bit more pump, you know? Delete this, paste this. I don't want to make it too obvious, to be honest. I don't want it to pump extremely. Don't want it to be that noticeable on the percussion. Maybe conga to the left, bongos to the right. Just to get a bit of stereo separation on these two layers as well. Nice. Let's mix in the claps again. I tend to make claps too loud, so I always drag them down to -infinity. And mix them into where they sit just within the groove. Otherwise, I would have left them like this. I feel like it's too loud. So again. Same for the hi-hats. So this guy we can potentially automate, but I'll do that later. I don't like the tambourine here so much. I'll take it out using high cut. Maybe different pitch here. -4 half-tone steps. Too much pumping. Slightly take down the tops group here. Nice. All right. So that's what we have so far. Now we just got to figure out the key of this pad here. Just so I know what key we're working with. I'll just take any synth. I think this should be it. It's A sharp. Yeah, okay, we're in A sharp minor. So, or are we? What else we have here? Some piano maybe? Let's just test if it fits. Nice. Oh, it's very emotional. I like it. Let's keep it. Part of the Tulum pack that I created a while ago with a few guitarists. Some flamenco guitarists. Okay, this is the only one in A sharp minor, or do we have a few more here? This is an A minor. Maybe use this. It's kind of like a beachy vibes now, emotional beach. Maybe we can pitch this down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 half-tone steps. No, I don't figure out the synth by ear, to be honest. Not really by ear. I don't know how to explain it, man. It just you try to figure out the root note of the track by humming it. Mostly you can hum it. So this duh. Yeah, this is probably not the best example, this one here, because it's a chord has a lot of notes in it. But if you have a different sound like this one here, for example. You try to find the root note by closing your eyes and humming. And then I load up a synth, like Diva, for example, and just play around on my keyboard until I feel like, until I feel like I get that root note. So what did I say? That's a G. I see it on my keyboard. I'm pressing on the G, and I go up, so C, D, E, F, G. And double check. There, G. G minor. And most of the sounds that I create are in minor, so I naturally tend to stick with minor. Major sounds happy. Minor is emotional and melancholic, I would say. Yeah. I'm not so sure if I want the entire guitar loop here to play. You can use these Sofia and Zhao vocals here. I don't know. Don't call me. Don't call me. Don't call me. BPM's a bit off. 120, yeah? 120. Don't call me. Don't call me. If you have nothing to say. Don't call me. Don't call me. If you just want to waste my time. Them lyrics, though. This is a bit too much. If you just believe and some vocals that I created in the past, part of Dub Organica, the pack. 120 BPM, 120. I had a memory of you. It was so long ago. But I still... Yeah, I think I don't know if I included these vocals, to be honest. I think I warped them because I wanted them to sound a bit more like dub techno. They were a bit too poppy, so I ended up not including them in the pack. Yeah. Yeah, I morphed them into these types of sounds because I wanted them to be more synthetic sounding. So I left the original vocal phrases on my hard drive for later use. Who else do we have in the chat, man? Without the last part, guitar, I guess. You know, I never understood how the send and return tracks work. Yeah, I'll get to that in a second. What's up, Lotus? What's up, Blank Poster, my friend? Hi, Leo. Is this from your sample pack? How do you make these vocals, man? I'm just gonna give away the vocals for free, I think. I made the vocals myself. That's my voice, and I process it using 11 Labs. It's a AI software. I don't use too much AI software. I don't really like where the AI industry's headed with Suno and everything. But to be honest, I had a lot of fun with the 11 Labs vocal thing. And I don't think it should be a replacement to hire vocalists. Like, you should still go for that kind of stuff. Let's see if I have the original vocal of this here. Yeah, the vocal phrase is here.
Ooh,
I don't know if I have them still on my PC, the original. If yes, Roya vocal material. There's something in here. How to go out. That's how you know you're a music producer. If you have a PDF on your desktop, that's called how to go out. Yeah. Let me see. I don't know if I can show you this, man, without cringing. So I have a few. Let's see. Is this the?
In the delicate embrace.
This is what I use for Roya.
Whisper.
Okay.
Slow.
No, these are just the quotes, unfortunately. Oh man, where was it? Some weird stuff here. Maybe if I
saw your eyes.
show similar files. Nah.
I saw your eyes.
Yeah.
I saw your.
Show in places. Yeah, I don't know where the original. Oh, here. Yeah. When these are my vocals here, for example. When you are close to me. And then the edited version.
When you are close to me.
It's kind of weird, man. But for example, original A sharp minor. I had a memory of you. And then it's cool, isn't it? Yeah, I could take my own voice, of course, here. Maybe I could use it as a layer. Layer to the existing vocal. Like, if you play both of these vocals at the same time without offsetting the timing, they kind of phase with each other because you can see that it's based on my voice. You're like, yeah, is it male, female? Because you'll have to add some kind of a chorus or timing-based delay effect to offset the timing, so you can recognize that, okay, these are two layers. Yeah. It's fun. It's fun, definitely fun messing around with it. But it's like, at that point you ask, okay, if your own voice fits into the track, does it make sense to maybe use your own voice? Why would you want to hide it behind another person's voice, you know? Maybe from that authenticity, that vulnerability of putting your own voice into your music, it resonates differently with the listener. So again, I did this for fun. I'm not really expecting anything from it. That's why I left the sounds also on my hard drive, you know, without selling or doing anything. Let's add some chords. So let's go to Kontakt, maybe Nils Fram piano. Kontakt 7. I don't know why I purchased Kontakt 8, man. They really messed it up, I think. It was a very impulsive purchase. Noir Felt. Giving the vocal for free on Pump. Yeah, I'll give that vocal out for free. Maybe on Patreon, or I'll do another free download. Simple trick of the day: if you're out of ideas for percussion, just right-click on any percussion sample, choose Show Similar, and drag a bunch of them onto a drum rack, then go wild on your keys. Very, very good tip. Yeah, definitely very inspirational. I'm gonna make a video on that. How did you edit them? It is amazing. Can I get vocal? I have a memory of you. Yeah, you can hit me up via email if you want to have it straight away. Otherwise, I think I'm gonna make it available on Patreon or something like that. Yeah. You can use the processed voice, add a main voice, and the layer just the reverb from your original voice. Yeah, that could work out too. Your voice is also good, bro. Thank you. Use your own one and try. Let's see how it works. For sure, man. We got Du plus Musik. Boy, this vocal thing is wild, and you should use your voice. So unique, mate. Do this. Thank you, my friend. Hi, first timer here. What's up, Paolo, my friend? I'm digging it. Awesome. Downgrade to Kontakt 7. Yeah. Kontakt 8 is ridiculous, in my opinion. Like, first of all, if you open it up, I have a feeling that it takes a bit longer to load. Like, look, it's still loading. And then you're greeted with this panel over here. You have to go into View and click Library to enter the old panel, which is like 2 steps. Okay. And then what was new about this? For example, if I choose a library like Ethereal Earth. Jesus, I even forgot how to use it, guys. I'm not gonna lie here. Wait, there's like this new MIDI integration, like you have preset chords and preset arps, but I find it very unintuitive to use, and I just went back to using, yeah. So you got the chords and the phrases. So if you want a chord, you can click chords. Just a ton of like preset chords here, and once you double click, it's loaded as a tool. And then underneath that, you could use whatever instrument you want to use. For example, Noir Felt. And you could play it. You could set the key of your track to A sharp minor. But it just sounds the same. I mean, it works, but I don't get that you should pay $90 for that, man. And I did it. That was the stupid thing. You can just use free devices like Marionetto's chords generator, which is Max for Live, and you get practically the same with a lot more functionality. Chords generator, let's use the free version just to showcase. Yeah, it's a Max for Live device that you can use right before your Kontakt plugin. You could set the input scale to minor, output scale to minor as well. A sharp minor was the key of our track. And then if you hit one note, you get chords. And you could also delay the notes, strum them, add like velocity. Just hit MIDI capture. So we have all those notes down here now somewhere. And we can make something from this.
had a memory of you.
Kontakt is a lot like UVI Falcon. You need to spend some time with it and dig into the manual. There's a lot of gold in there. Audio muscle. Thanks, man. I'll do it for sure. Maybe it's because I just didn't spend too much time on it, and they heavily advertised the MIDI tools, which I didn't find too spectacular. But maybe you're right. Maybe there is some other features in there that I might end up liking. By the way, welcome back, Audio Muscle Man. So Nirmal says 10 tracks in 20 minutes with Suno and other AI tools, and people are making money out of it. With this AI, there are so many tracks released every day, plus now there will be anti-algorithms to detect them. Yeah. Not a fan. Me neither, man. Just make a long video for that little trick. That would be a bit overkill. Unless you have other things to do. Add it. Can you add a tutorial or create a tutorial about vocal process with 11 Labs? Yeah. I got a lot of requests regarding that, so I think I'll make one soon. And I get a lot of people asking me how sends and returns work. For some reason, that's the sends and returns are like the mystery. For me, when I started music production, same thing, man. Compression and sends and returns, I didn't understand for 2 years. Even though they're fairly easy to understand once you get the point. Maybe 1 octave higher. Ask for refund if you would like. Now I'll keep it, man. Business expense. They have a video for the send return, how to add the reverb and delays. Yeah, I think I do have. Ricardo, you have to check out my videos. I scattered those types of mini tips throughout the videos. If I were to recommend one right now, I would say... Which one was it? This one here, I think. The automate your groups with I used to get stuck with arrangement until I did this. I think you'll you'll understand a bit of send and returns from this video. And I think tension release, like 8 arrangement tips everyone should know. I assume that I explained it there too. Other than that, just check out what I have. Yeah. Okay. Let's get back to the track here. It was so long ago. Okay, so do we... I want the MIDI, so I'll create a new MIDI track, resample the audio from track 17, post mixer, record RM, and record. I had a memory of you. Look at the actual chords. It was so long ago. Okay, now we have a couple of chords here written down that we can use. So we got a couple people asking about 11 Labs. Driskator, hello, good to see you. How are you? I'm doing well, my friend. Thank you. I hope you're doing well too. So 11 Labs is a subscription-based site. They do text to speech. You can input some type of text here, and then it generates a voice based on the voice that you select. There's a lot of voice. Like I think I have a friend who's working in the, how do you call it, industry synchronization, where they create voices for movies. They basically hire vocalists and people or narrators to come over. But he's actually, I think he had to quit his job because of this whole AI thing. So you see, it actually is Uh, it's there. It's definitely happening. I personally, I yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think about it too much. Not too much a fan of it. If you say AI is everything, AI is the go-to now. I'm not gonna make music traditionally because AI does it now. Not a replacement. It's definitely not a replacement for an artist. Artist stays artist. There's the human factor involved, and no matter what you say, there's artistic essence when the human is involved. And it's very fear-driven, very business-based. You can see a lot of CEOs who speak about AI are very they diminish the artist, like they put down the artist. They're saying yeah, the creative process doesn't matter anymore. People don't want to make music. People want to save time, so they use AI. Sure, I just use it as like all my other plugins or Max for Live devices, just as a tool to incorporate into my music, as a fun little tool. Yeah. But whether you want to use it or not, that's up to you. But Suno AI, I tested it. I did not have any fun with it. To be honest, I enjoy using Omnisphere or other plugins to create tracks, and I don't know. I don't support Suno, definitely not. But yeah, this 11 Lab software is the only one that I'm using at the moment, and it's fun. It's not sponsored by them anyway. If you want, you can check it out. I think it's a subscription. Yeah, I think I'm on this plan over here, $11 a month. Yeah, I'll show you that in another stream, because if I get into it now, I'll just get distracted.
I had a memory of you.
Which voice do you choose for your vocal?
So long,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure which one I chose.
but I still feel you. But I still feel you. I had a memory.
Triscator says, well, it's not okay, family issues at the time, but to see you here live distract me a bit from the problems. Thank you for this. Man, I hope you're doing okay, honestly. I know what it means to have family family issues. It sounds a bit wrong, but I mean, yeah, my grandparents are getting old, and my mom has recently had a stroke, so I'm basically taking care of my grandparents too. And unfortunately, they have a very difficult character, so it gets hard some days to deal with all the pressure, I know. But having an outlet like music helps me. It helps me deal with all that, man. Honestly. And there we get back to the topic of why music exists, you know, because of stuff like that. Because it takes us away from reality. It puts us into a different space, into a different frequency. It heals us. It heals our soul. And unfortunately, because of AI and all this fear-based stuff, that's taken away from us. Like, the only thing that really has the capacity to put our mind, soul into a positive place is taken away by all the negative media and AI. So I just said to myself, okay, you know what? I'm not going to consume any negative media anymore, first of all. And second of all, I'm not going to allow fear to dictate the way I live my life. So, you know, I do the things that I can with the life that I have, the life that God has given me, as difficult as it may be, but I move forward. And I have something like music, again, to give me some space to all these things that are going on. And this space has gotten a lot less for me, to be honest, because grandparents, again, are getting old, man. I don't know how much time they have to live. But we're the only family members that are close by and that are still taking care of them. So, yeah. That's also one of the reasons why I haven't been posting too much live streams lately, and I've dialed down the content structure to weekly videos or bi-weekly videos. But yeah, that's also something that I wanted to update you guys on. There's a lot going on in life. But anyway, let's get the chords down first before I continue to go into the talkative things. So I'll put the original chords onto here, disable the chords generator, and see if I can use any of these chords. Play them with the vocal. I like this one. Let's see. This one a lot. Let's take this chord. Yeah, I don't want to come across as complaining, man, because I want to keep the focus about music here on this channel and not speak too much about, you know, politics and all that kind of stuff. But I do like just speaking about a few things that are going on in life, especially in a loose format like live streams. I'll just take these chords here. Yeah, this should be enough. That's good here. Dial down the velocity maybe. Okay, it's not perfectly working out with the Tulum chords here, but I think that's fine. So I have this bass that's called Nomad Stream Bass. It's from one of my tracks, which I love using. I'll use it here. It's getting MIDI somewhere. Don't want that. Maybe we can take this MIDI from the chords, take the root notes only, and play, quantize it just a bit. Opa. Or maybe take the root notes from the chord here. This bass patch. It's too low. Sustain these notes. It's some kind of a repro patch with a bit of LFO here, which has this shape routed to the frequency, I think. And again, we're gonna input kicks as the sidechain source. Cut some resonances. Change the Kontakt sound here. To particle. I want the pitch to be bright. High sparkle. Okay, I think it's too much, these particles. I'll just keep it simple here. I'll try to make some ARP work using Cthulhu. It's just something that I wanted to use. Do we have any more comments here? I'm interested in seeing how this track will turn out. I resonate with you as I take care of my family. Bless you. Got Lewis. Hey, Lewis, man. What's up? Yeah, man, I feel you. I'm getting up to a point where I can no longer take all the negativity on YouTube, and I'm the media. I need to shut out the noise and focus on making tunes. We greatly appreciate any and all of your streams and videos. Amen, brother. Keep the Lotus floating forward. Aw. Thank you, man. Bless you all. That is the way to take it, bro. Keep going. We all have to enjoy the journey of life. Yeah. Catch you later. Cheers, Sams. How about one octave higher on the piano? They're fighting with the guitar. Okay, sure. Yeah, good idea. Good idea. Oh, I need to set the right loop range. Sorry to hear that. It's rough. Yeah, you help a lot, man. Your sample packs helps me finish a lot, or help me in a lot in production. I'm still quite a newbie. I got some releases on Cafe d'Anatolia. Wow, man. But I produced for 2 years. Cheers, man. Keep it up. Keep on going. I got some packs from, I think, PML? Yeah, PML and Exotic, but your stuff rocks, man. Keep it on. Thanks, my friend. Thanks, Triscator. Cthulhu, yeah? How do you even spell it? Yeah, I want to get some ARP going because the ARP's like the only thing that I need in order for me to be able to fully arrange the track. So Cthulhu. Let's stretch the neck a bit here. And where is it? No, select a preset for now, and then maybe we can make something work from it here. So Cthulhu, and then I create another MIDI track. Plugins. Let's go for Diva for now, because I don't Siva. Don't know what else to use. Yeah, okay. Maybe presets. See if this is a good pluck. Something plucky. Nope, not that. LotusTunes, Synthesia, and yeah, something like this. So I can just program a sequence first here. Input from Cthulhu, post effects Cthulhu. Record on both of these tracks. Make sure Cthulhu's not outputting any audio. And now we can... how do you use this again, man? here like this, yeah. And then we can hit play. So I'm just hitting A sharp on my keyboard now. Octave lower maybe. That's just very beautiful. Simple but beautiful. Now let's octave. Maybe harmony. No. Some of these chords are clashing. No. I like this sound. Simple plug. Alright, let's just record this. Whoa! Yeah, I kind of messed up at the end there, but it's not a problem. Let's sidechain this, which is very important to sidechain this to the kick 2 post mixer. Okay, I don't understand why I have to crank down the threshold. So much. Maybe post effects. Yeah. Because there we have a louder signal, yeah? Maybe we can still create some kind of a harmony. So this was a normal layer. Okay, so let's go. got 8 bars of that. And all I did was I hit 2 notes on my keyboard. I just hit the A sharp and then the D sharp. So we're going from... Let me load the keyboard monitor so you exactly see what I'm playing. Keyboard monitor onto, I think, the diva layer. So we have this sequence coming out of Cthulhu here. The note selector with the few octave variations, the pitch variations. We have that coming into diva as MIDI information. And all I'm really doing is... Oops, let me put the MIDI monitor onto Cthulhu so you see what's coming out of Cthulhu. Does it work? Yeah, so you see? A sharp. All I'm doing is pressing this one button here. And the MIDI notes are being processed through Cthulhu, made into a sequence of notes. And this sequence of notes is being recorded into diva. And if I go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 halftone steps, I land on the D sharp, which gives me a sequence that is within the same harmony or within the same key. So I could also go to F. This would also fit. Yeah, see? So I could create the third sequence where I record that F additionally. So let's hit record. Then no, I don't think it fits too well. I think it's because of our chord progression. It doesn't match too well, so I'm going to delete that. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it as is. These two. Or was it this one? Yeah. Oh yeah. There we have the Sebastian Leger pluck. And if we duplicate this layer and let's pitch this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think this is gonna sound very Sebastian Leger-y. This is kind of like Marsh from Anjuna Deep. And you can also pitch this entire sequence up an octave, shift it up. I missed a few comments. Hope you realize how much value you bring here, Kevin. Best channel on YouTube for this style, and you're a good person putting family first as it should be. God bless you. Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. Thanks for today, dude. Much appreciated. Thank you for being here, man. Need to get something to eat. Back after it. You're still on. Leaving a lurker, though. Much resist not getting plugins for the wrong reason. That I like Lovecraft is certainly not the right reason. Okay. Lovecraft? What is Lovecraft? Vibe. Yeah, thank you. How many years have you been producing music? Oh man. I don't know. I think like Do you count the time where I started making music in high school, like on FL Studio? If yes, then I would say like 9 years. Yeah, 9 years. And if you count the time where I started to take it professional, I would say shortly after or during university, I would say I went all in. When was that? Like 5 years, 5 to 6 years. Yeah. There's a keyboard monitor. Yeah, there's 2 keyboard monitors. There's one that comes with Ableton Live, which is called MIDI monitor, that everyone gets. See? Which shows you the notes being played, also the chords, which is cool and more than you need. But if you want a bit more octaves, and if you want to be able to open up a keyboard, especially for me as I create tutorials, it's quite important to have like these on-screen keyboards that everybody can see. This is by here, you get to see you see Sidebrain in collaboration with OCH created this MIDI monitor keyboard, and it allows you to see if you have the sustain pedal on, I think, the mod wheel, the pitch bend. It allows you to scale lock, so you see which notes are in a particular scale, like C major or C minor. So for learning purposes, this might also be quite nice, yeah. And it also displays you the chord if you're playing a chord, and it does so fairly accurately. You can also display larger keyboards like 88, 61, 49. Zoom in a bit. It's exactly what I need as somebody who again creates tutorials, having like a screen where people can see what exactly I'm pressing. I think there's a lot more of these out there for pianists that are far more advanced than this, but again, this is more than I need. It shows me the sharps as well as the flat keys, and for people who want to learn, this is cool. It's a cool keyboard. Yeah. Audio muscle, yeah, exactly. First patch, higher octave was really nice. The first patch with higher octave was really nice. You mean the very first patch that I selected in the beginning? Which one was that, man? Was that We could even create a bass groove out of this arpeggio, so we could delete the old bass groove. Yeah, not too sure about this one though. I think I'll keep the... I'm not sure which one I... Was it an Afro? I think it was one of these, yeah? I forgot which one I chose. No, I think it was one in Synthesia, yeah? Yeah, it was this one. Yeah, good. Lovecraft is the author behind Cthulhu in literature. Ah, okay. Hey Jay, man, what's up? Funny that I've been playing ARPs without the use of ARP generator. I think I should start using ARP generators instead of stressing myself. ARP generators like Cthulhu, yeah? Yeah, Cthulhu is one of the best ARP generator or sequencing plugins that I know without a doubt. Then what else do you have? Sting, of course, which is I use mainly for percussion and bassline stuff. Sting is this guy. You guys know. If you know my channel, you've seen me use this guy millions of times. Razer Advanced Step Sequencers also. I haven't been using it too much recently, but it's also a great one for melodies, which is also for free. Yeah. But Cthulhu is just out of this world, man. Yeah, let's arrange the track. Just roughly sketch the arrangement. I'll probably finish this track later on. So let's hit record. I don't know for how long I've been streaming, but my back is starting to look for attention. I'll do a bit of a stretch here. Okay, so that's the first section here. Convert to arrangement view. And then, yeah, pull it up to however many minutes we have. And I should have taken this sidechain track as the input source for all the sidechains instead of... Oops, excuse me. Let me quickly readjust the... Let me do like this. So yeah, delete. There we go. So now it should be even. 8. One sec. I think this fits. Dum. Okay, perfect. What did I want to say? Take a water break. Yeah, I'm drinking water here. I have always water with me. I forgot what I wanted to say. My light just went off. One sec. There we go. So let's arrange this track somehow. Again, I'll make the major adjustments, I think, off stream. But get the sketch done here. So let's... the vocal is what we wanted to have too. Yeah, so vocal, too much character for the intro, of course. Take that out. Chords, too much content, too much harmonic, melodic information. Bass, too much weight, too much energy. Melody, of course, too much information as well. Maybe introduce that later on, maybe in the break. I have these locators set by default, which gave me a rough guideline as to how I want my arrangement to be structured, according to how I usually arrange my tracks. Again, it doesn't have to be like this. You could always pull the break up here. The cooldown section, you don't necessarily need it. Gallo. And yeah, oh yeah, the sidechain input channel. I usually use this as my sidechain source. Very short click. But by accident, I sidechain everything to the kick, but I can still correct that. Let's start arranging the track first. So do I want everything to come in? What can I save for later? How can I create a groove that sounds full from the start without me having to sacrifice too much? So textural percussion layers we can leave for later. Claps, maybe. Yeah. Congas, they do sound very detailed, have a lot of information. Bongos too. Yeah, if I take away the shakers, it starts getting a bit too empty. That's what I realized in organic house. You usually want to have the shakers played throughout the entire track. course I could leave like the tambourine, play that after 8 bars. This hat loop, you want to introduce as much as possible later. This gives you, like, this makes the arrangement interesting. The more elements hit the gym, yeah. I need to hit the gym more often. I've been there, I think, the day before yesterday or yesterday. Sister just came home. I normally put a pillow behind my back every session. Yeah, I have like this sitting thing that somebody recommended me. This thing for my ass. But I don't know if it's really that useful. Yeah, notice how the percussion comes in here. Yeah, notice how the percussion comes in right here. It makes it sound really good. But again, you want to introduce as much as possible later. Like the clap, for example, has a lot of impact, a lot of power. You want to introduce maybe a bit later. Also the pad, you want to introduce that over a longer period of time. In one of my videos today, where I created a track in 50 minutes, you see me using this auto filter technique to introduce elements over time. Oh, 220. You want to find the sweet spot. You don't want that first second of your track to sound too empty, like just drums. Sometimes, of course, you can, but the pad in the intro is always good. Big hugs from Brazil. Thank you for your knowledge. Thank you for being here, Hans. Hans, you have a really German name. So there's so much resonance on this. And normally I don't add go-fast this early on in the track's creation phase, just to see if it works. Yeah, it's like soothe. Supposedly it makes like millions of EQs per second or something like that. 40,000 EQ moves per second. Takes away resonances, sure. Adds a lot of latency though. I don't like the perks coming in here. Let's add the clap maybe first. Sorry for dialing down the volume. I forgot to put it back up. Neto. Okay, so that's obviously too much at once. The vocal also too much. We want to distribute that throughout the track. Start with it later. Maybe the chords. Bass, we want to introduce that after we have a little bit of a break. Give me a break. Do there? Did I just accent? No. And then right here, we're gonna take it away. Like this. Like we'll give it a, I think this is a bar of space. No, 1, 2, 3, 4 bars. And here you want to have that bass come in after the break. something like this. You hear those little clicks? You want to eliminate those. Always set fades. Tiny but nasty. Can ruin your transitions, these little click sounds. Use the chords here. Okay, what comes first, the vocal or the melody? That's the decision I have to make now. So you see why I mentioned that I should have sidechained everything to the sidechain input source here. There's a short little impulse click which plays continuously throughout the track but is muted. That's because whenever I now take away the kick, all the elements that otherwise would be ducked in volume are suddenly now not ducked in volume and go up in volume, which makes transitions basically impossible. So listen to how it sounds right now when the kick turns off. It's not as noticeable as usually, to be honest, but you usually want to have a separate sidechain source, sidechain input source, to maintain the ducking. Because whenever the kick is not playing, you still want to have that ducking effect in some cases, and this gives you an extra level of control. Now, if you really don't want to have any ducking at all, for example, in a break, you just take away the sidechain input source. So if I were to be accurate, I would go into every track that has sidechain on it and redo it. Set the input to sidechain, post effects. So now that I know, have this set up, I can solo the Kontakt layer. Now it's being ducked by this signal. A very short impulse click instead of a long bassy sub kick, you know? Makes it a bit more snappy too. And I go into my other tracks, like the bass, for example, sidechain. Make sure it still pumps the way it does before. Could of course just check, see how much gain reduction I had before, 18 dB. Change the sidechain to sidechain and change it to where I have 18 dB of compression. 13 dB here, 20 dB here. Sidechain, 13 dB top layer. 20 dB lower layer. dB is also okay.
It was so long.
Maybe this hi-hat can also introduce it a bit later. No. I feel like keeping the shaker here. Getting a bit laggy here. Oh. I think it's because of the Gulfos and the live stream. Spectrum analyzer on your main? No, not yet. But if I were to use one, I would use this one here. I usually do it for mastering, not during arrangement. Or alternatively, you can use Vox single span. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to use many plugins here to save CPU. I always thought I had to turn off this EQ button on the compressor when I'm doing sidechain. Is that a thing, or does it matter much? I think the EQ button determines how much the input signal is EQ'd. So if you have, for example, the pad here, you want to sidechain it to the sidechain, you click sidechain. And this allows you to hear the input signal. Why does it have reverb on it? The heck? Oh yeah, because it's being processed through the pad's processing. Yeah. See, if you put the high cut, then the kick that's sidechaining the pad, only the low end of the kick is taken. But I usually take the high end only because I want as short as possible of a click. I don't want any low end to go into the compressor. Just a click, you know? So it doesn't mess too much with my attack and release time. You can of course change that here. But 80 Hertz is usually kind of okay here. You can of course turn it off. In this case it doesn't really matter because the input source is already very short and snappy. But if you have something like a kick, if you take the kick for example, like this hard-hitting signal that has a long sustain to it, long release, it's gonna mess with your settings here, your attack and release. See how it becomes a lot more impactful. So you can turn on EQ, and let's solo the pad. Warte mal, ich mache noch Livestream, ja? Sieht gut aus. Ja. Ich komme gleich, ja? Yeah. You can see which part of the kick is now affecting the compressor. You see how much the curve changes now? Yeah. So that's the whole EQ part of the sidechain compressor. Yeah. I know it may seem like a lot to learn, but this is something you learn once. I think this is like one of the first things that I learned to do in Ableton Live. How to set up sidechain compression. And then you learn it for life, you know, it sticks within your mind.
Of you.
Could add some creative automation here. Again, I'll do this sometime later, not on stream today, but I would do something like this. Maybe just automate the dry wet, the feedback. Opa. more? Need more feedback.
but I still
Oh, that wasn't the kick. I'm gonna need some more elements, maybe.
it was so long ago.
Yeah, just make sure to add them roughly where I want them to be added. Of course, I think I would need to maybe let's see if we can filter down the drums and then how that feels like. Of course, it's too early here to bring in the break, but I'm just gonna try to create a break here somehow. So for example, here I want no sidechain at all, so I take away the input signal. Yeah, I could filter down the tops here. This isn't perfect, I know, but just do it for the stream here. And maybe I can get a bit more creative with the automation on the plug here. So what can we automate? Let's hit configure, open up, configure, cutoff, sustain on amp and filter. Do we have white noise here? We don't. Okay. What else could I automate? Like, I don't know if this will do anything. Let's see. Envelope 2. Because we have a few parameters that we can work with. Frequency being the main one. Just gonna create a rough sketch of a break. So, oops. 73 is our default value. We go up and then we go back down. Opa. It's a bit too loud. Maybe some compression here. Compressor, glue compressor. I do not know about this. We need a lot more automation, like reverb and stuff like that. Do I have a washout reverb thing? I don't. Okay. I don't have a washout reverb rack. Reverb. The heck? Thought I had one, man. I'm pretty sure I have some. I just don't know the name of it. Now it sounds overcompressed. Maybe we just don't have to crank up the filter that much. Maybe it's just too loud, the sound. Yeah, it was too loud by like 8 dB. Holy moly, dude. Yeah, it was simply too loud. Now sustain, let's see what happens if we automate the sustain. Does it get any longer? Nope. So we don't automate that. How about this one? Is it the amp or filter sustain? I feel like this isn't doing that much. Let's vibrato. Okay, what's going on? Nah. Let's undo that. I don't like that. Maybe the envelope, that button we can try out. Just try automating different stuff. Yeah, and perhaps we can then bring it back here. So we got some comments here. Vocals should hit first. They are so chill. Then the melody maybe. Melody is more aggressive, so I think, or I kind of agree with Giscata, but let's wait for the final product, okay? Lotus it needs a Hardwell style production. No Hardwell, please. Not my style. I used to listen to him like way when I started listening to electronic dance music, but not anymore. Bro, do you understand Ukrainian, Russian? Yeah, I understand a bit of, I don't know, Ukrainian, Russians, similar, different? I don't know. Russian, I understand. And most of it, like the basics. Yeah. Privet. He founded the language, of course he knows. What? No. Yeah, the melody you say it should come first instead of the, or the vocal instead of the melody? Yeah, let's see. So, okay, so. Yeah, good idea, man. I'm curious. I want to duplicate this vocal layer and test out the auto shift and see if it sounds artificial or if I can get some natural harmonies out of this thing. So we are in the scale of A sharp minor. And I want this to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I had a memory of you. I had a memory. I had a memory of you. I had a memory of you. I had a memory of you.
Ooh.
It was so long ago.
Maybe instead of 5 ST, let's go 3 STs, the scale degrees.
I had a memory of you. It was so long ago.
Let's add it later. This is actually quite cool.
Had a memory.
Let's blend in the... Man, that auto shift thing is really freaking good, dude. Like, it actually replaced the Waves tune real time and Waves, the Antares auto tune, which I barely use, but it replaces it. It does such a great job, man. And it sticks to the scale, dude. How amazing is that?
Had a memory of you.
Yeah, 4.
It was so long ago.
Maybe 3.
But I still feel you.
Давай, давай. Yeah. Maybe we can automate this thing. I don't know. Can you automate it? You can, of course. So we got 4 scale degrees for the first part and 3 for the second. Oh, oh yeah, that's it. 2 scale degrees. Yeah. Dude, this is so much fun. Holy moly. Yeah. Maybe we can go down here. 3. Oh my god. Alter. I'm getting goosebumps all over, dude. Hmm? Absolute goosebumps, dude. Conduit, man, what's up? Maybe too much? Try 70% dry wet on the vocal, I mean, yeah? You mean? I think I might switch to Ableton Live just for auto shift. Yeah, man, it's so freaking overpowered, dude, this thing. 70% you say? Okay, let's see. But since I duplicated the entire layer, it doesn't make sense to dial down the dry wet because then it'll mix the original signal in, which I already have on a separate layer. So instead of that, I could just dial down the volume. Yeah. Harmonies, dude. Oh my god, this part. On the kick, I have this high pass filter on my master channel, which is for performance testing, but I don't usually like to keep it there, so I'll just Command X, Command V, paste it on my kick channel, and take away the bass while the tops fade out. So they kind of merge in with the tops that are fading out at the same time. It's a short break, but I think that's fine. I want to keep this track very danceable, not too much of a massive break here. But we can definitely make sure that we don't have these conga-ish percussions here, because I still hear them in the background. Okay, the sustain actually seems to be doing something. We get more of the sustain from the sound in there. Do we blend in the vocal or do we wait? Maybe we can create some kind of a little effect with the vocal before the chorus hits, because I don't feel like adding it when the chorus hits entirely. Gives me some space to add the harmonies also, but just a bit later, you know, which makes the arrangement also interesting. I'll just copy paste it over like this. Maybe reverse the vocal into the chorus. Just like a snippet. Yeah, something like this, maybe a different part. So shift and option shift, I think, was the command. Maybe go into a tighter grid. If I yeah. Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oops. Yeah. Maybe add a bit of dry wet to feed. Yeah. How cool to sit and write a cool track. My SSD broke. I've been sitting idle for the second week and I understand that I'm starting to go through withdrawal. It's a good sign, man, that you feel such a strong urge to get back to making music. Amir Pasha says, hey Zahan, nice vibe. Thank you. Are you in Germany or Austria? I'm in Germany. Germany. Let's make that layer come in a bit later. Like something like this. And we can add snippets of the piano as we did in this section over here. Same here, HDD died. HDDs, I haven't used HDDs in years. I completely switched to SSDs. It's really worth it. Very compact and high loading speeds, man, even through USB. Feel you, we're gonna... take away. Yeah. Right. Okay. Oh. Yeah, okay. Now we take away the synths. Keep it like this, even length. So like that. And slowly take away the pad in the outro. So the pad moves out in the last 16 bars. Am I even still within the framework? I think I went off the framework of 816. 816. Yeah, I did. Let me redo this. I'm just gonna do it like this. Never mind. How many bars is this? Usually it says that in the bottom left corner. Okay, don't know. 200 bars. What is that? Yeah, just extend it for a bit more and then we're done here with I didn't even use the guitars. That's okay. And then high pass the kick in the outro. Yeah, and then of course set fades at the end. Maybe add a little transition for the outro. Okay, conga, takalaka, and then just a few more fades here. So good, there we go. That's our track, and now we can rename the locators according to how the track is actually structured. Clear out some of the sounds that we didn't end up using. For example, this we can drag to the bottom. Call this one unused. Unsussied. Unsoosed. All right. Unused. I wish there was a way for Ableton Live to hide tracks. Right click hide track so it doesn't clutter your session view. Because the only way to do it is by doing it this way and muting the clips. But even then, it's like still there. Yeah. Mastering, just add a bit of saturation. Limiting. Sampling for master, 30 hertz, another EQ, can turn down the kick just a bit, very loud. I think I have to restructure the intro because the shakers are very piercy. Gonna have to do that. Also, I feel like I can high pass the kick here. Yeah. The shakers suddenly maybe it's because I turned up the volume so everything feels too piercy. My ears are tired, so that's a sign for me to take a break before I do mastering. Very important. My ears are overworked right now. Yeah. It's I just wanted to say the ears are like a muscle. But I don't think they're a muscle. No. It's a similar approach. Like they get tired after a while. Honestly, I don't know if this is doing too much, the Skullfoss, but I just chuck it on there. I feel like it might be doing something. Sweeping some resonances that I maybe can't hear. Making sure that it's not affecting everything below 40 hertz here. Leave some bars empty, you say? Slowly take things out, yeah. What do you usually do at the end of tracks so it doesn't end so abruptly? And then the question was answered by Nirmal and Triscator. Slowly take things out and leave some bars empty. Okay. How about you keep the vocal harmonies on the sides, maybe a stereo widener or pan? Good idea. Yeah, they should add that feature with 70 tracks or something. You have to scroll hin und her. Yeah. Ah, you're German. The Germans. The Germans. I have booked myself in the waiting list for the academy when you're... oh, yeah. Good that you mentioned that. I'm going to elaborate on that in a second. Let me just finish the track here. Yeah, I just feel like the bass is suddenly very heavy. Maybe it's because of the saturator here. I don't know. Something is a bit much here. But again, I need to let my ears rest. So I'll decide on that tomorrow. Maserati. It's a plugin that was recommended to me by Nee. Shout out to Nee. There's this preset called Techno Master. Dial down on the highs, the lows. Whoppa. These pads unfortunately have too much white noise from the initial recording. So I'm gonna have to take out a bit because when you pull up the volume of the entire track, you can hear that. Yeah. I'm just gonna leave out all the high end. Yeah. It's like a saturator, EQ, all built in one by Waves. Arrangement looks good here. So somebody said the vocal harmonies, put them on the side. I've recently uninstalled all the Ozone stuff because I feel like it was getting quite difficult to structure the plugins. Like the Ozone plugins cluttered up my entire folder here, so I ended up not using that. I also just want to try out a slightly different workflow. So what we can do is put EQ into mid-side mode here. Stereo MS, go into S and then boost the sides. Take away the mids here. Or we could, instead of a bell curve, use this kind of a curve here. Now, something that I don't understand is if you're in side mode, does it still apply the mid curve or does it disable it? This is something that's still confusing to me. Like, is it either or is it both at the same time? Do any of you know that? Because I don't know if it's the case.
I had a memory of you.
I think it's both at the same time. Yeah.
I had a memory of you. I had a memory of you.
Croatian, but I lived in Germany for 6 years. My German is fluent. Awesome, man. What do you recommend for studio headphones? Would you rather get 80 ohms using a preamp for 250 ohm headphones? Talking about the biodynamic. Interesting that you say that because I recently wanted to buy myself a new pair of headphones and was like, I think I'm going to stick with biodynamics or should I go Sennheiser? How much ohm? I don't know. Gonna play the track in the background. On 250 ohm headphones, I have to admit, even using the Apollo X4, I have to crank them up quite a bit to get decent volume out of them. Like, supposedly they're higher quality, but my friend has 80 ohm variants. I've tested them, sound basically the same without you having to crank up your preamp all the way. So if you're using laptop speakers, for example, you want to plug in your headphones into the laptop directly without an audio interface, buy 80 ohm. Don't buy 250 because it's probably not going to get to the right power level. The ohm is impedance. It's like a resistor built into the headphones. I don't know. Supposedly it's higher fidelity, but I don't really see that being true, because you have headphones that are high fidelity like ADID, which cost like 1,200 or something like that. Yeah, 1,200, and they have like 5 ohms. Where is it? 5 ohm or impedance. Yeah, impedance 20 ohms. 20. So obviously it doesn't have any major part to play, the impedance. However, what is important, I would say, is the frequency response and how the curve looks like. This is for the nerdy people, you know? The curve. I've seen Alex Rome use these in his tutorial videos. He's also a great producer, great tutorial guy. But they're really chunky, and they have 2 cables on each side. Don't know if you necessarily need those. Bayer Dynamics DT770 Pro. I bought these when I didn't have enough or a lot of money to produce music, and I'm still using them till today. So instead of buying myself new headphones, I bought myself new ear pads and this a switchable headband. And that's the great thing about the Beyerdynamics. Most of these headphones have some kind of a way to replace the here. So this part, you can switch it out completely, so it's basically brand new, and the ear pads are also brand new. And it cost me like 30 bucks to replace everything. Yeah. VSX Steven Slate headphones, they're really good for home studio if you're new to music production like I am. Sennheiser HD650, can't go wrong. Great cans and great price. I think I wanted to buy the Sennheisers, to be honest, but I ended up just replacing the posters and the headband, leather headband. Man, this track is an absolute vibe. And it's fairly long, even though the short break, you know? I love it. I love that it doesn't use so many tracks. It's just 19 tracks, man. Usually I have like 70 tracks or something like that. Yeah, I feel like I could have gotten a little more creative with this sound here in terms of automation. So I'll make a note here. Get more creative with automation. Nice. It kind of feels like how's that guy called? Nu? N-U? No. The ARP. I forgot his name. Yeah, mastering. Where was I? So I cranked down the track by 12 dB. Let's load up a Uline. See how loud this track is. It's still pretty quiet. Yeah, but this master output doesn't reflect the volume that's going through the channel. So I still have a lot of room, according to my limiter. Nothing's really peaking in. I still have a bit of space. Ceiling is at -1 dB, okay. I don't know what is peaking into the limiter. I think it's the vocal. Yeah, I usually try to get to -10 dB, and I think it's still, some of the elements are still peaking, maybe the kick. Barely. might be the bass actually. Pull some resonances. Maybe add a limiter here too. Yeah, it's definitely peaking like crazy, dude. Holy frick. So we're getting some extra loudness out of the bass, and it's clipping less. So that means I can pull it down by a few dB. Still have that space and a limiter here. See, the bass was peaking too much. Could also duplicate this, maybe instead try the maximizer. Yeah. So that works, or yeah. The bass is still too heavily compressed, so I'll take it down a bit and I'll do this a bit later. I think it's the bass that's causing the issues. I'll leave it at this for now. Doesn't have to be squashed into the limiter, you know? Even if it ends up being like -12, -13 dB, that's okay. Doesn't have to sound so squeezed. Are you going to put more ear candy effects? Yeah, that would definitely make sense. But I try not to, for ear candy, I try not to add too many samples from the sidebar into the track as of now, because the vibe is already established. So what I would do is try to make the most out of what I have, like turn whatever samples I have here or whatever synths I have here by resampling them into new ear candy layers. And I've shown this in my latest tutorial, the Create Deep House in 50 minutes, how to do that. It's a ton of different ways to create ear candy. So, chorus. Another way to make vocals wide is to add a chorus plugin, Audio Effects Chorus Ensemble. You see how... I think, yeah, this is release worthy for sure. Really good track. For some reason, on stream, I make really melodic stuff. Like really uplifting, clubby, melodic stuff. But when I make music for myself, it's really like dub techno, underground, chill, ambient. I don't know what makes me want to make this type of music on stream, but I feel it. Like maybe it's I don't know. It's fun though. It shows that I can also create different stuff, you know? And it's a vibe. Yeah. So, I'll let the track play in the background. I wanted to mention a couple things about the coaching because somebody asked previously. I'm going to be really upfront and honest about this. Due to this family situation that I'm in with the grandparents, taking care of them, I have to postpone it. I originally wanted to offer coaching in January. Now it's moving towards February. And I realized that I can't really fully catch up in terms of my schedule, and I don't know how to incorporate coaching in addition to all this family stress that I have at the moment. You know, driving my mom to appointments, making sure that the refrigerator is full, making sure that my grandparents are have everything that they need. Schedule is packed, plus the YouTube videos, plus coming up with some kind of a new idea for a course. Like, I've started working on a course. I have the first 3.5 hours recorded and in my editing software, but it keeps on getting delayed. So instead of trying to force it, I'm just gonna be upfront and honest here and say I'm gonna have to launch it in a later month. It hurts to say this, but I can't do too much at once. I know that if I would do coaching right now, then I would go insane. So if you still want to get coached, you can sign up to the waiting list, and you'll get updates on anything that comes out, like new videos. But the coaching itself, I'm gonna have to definitely launch later, because if I do it now, it's gonna be too much mental load. So now let's wait for it, I would say. My plans are to finish the course that I have and put all my energy into that alongside the videos that I have every week. I'm gonna do these live streams whenever the vibe's right. Today I felt it, so I went for it. And yeah, coaching has to wait, unfortunately. It hurts to say that, man. I really wanted to implement coaching, but I think I'm gonna have to launch the course first and then coaching a bit later after that. I don't like making promises and then not keeping it. It just doesn't feel good, but I have to be upfront about this, yeah. Taking the vibe in the track. Hey Thomas, what's up, my friend? Thomas has a really cool YouTube channel as well. Down for more dubby and ambient content. Thanks, man. If you could choose, would you rather go for Electron Digitakt or Roland TR-8S? Can't decide. Would you use it for sequencing in Ableton, not really playing it live? Definitely go for Digitakt. Digitakt 2 especially, because it's new. You can use the Overbridge software and get everything from the Digitakt with one USB cable into your DAW. And the whole trigger conditions thing and the little screen that you get, fairly intuitive to learn, and an amazing drum synth. I've had my Roland TR-8S right next to me here, but I've replaced it with a Digitakt and Syntakt now, because I just really enjoy the sounds that you get from them as well. TR-8S is also amazing, but I would recommend the Digitakt 2 for sure. All the sample importing works very well here too. The way you can resample audio from other synths into the Digitakt as well. The Electron transfer software that comes with the Digitakt 2 that allows you again to transfer data back and forth if you're not using the Overbridge. Fantastic. I really love Electron. Yeah. Thanks for letting us know. Think about those priority one family things. Look like I will wait patiently, and hopefully soon we'll start. Good luck with the family and take care of them. Thank you so much, man. Coaching is something that I really want to do, because I feel like it's the next step in my journey. I did coaching in the past, but I ended up taking it away completely, because it was, again, too many people at once, because I had like a $30 an hour, and that was really cheap for most people. So I got everyone to sign up for coaching, and I was like 24/7 coaching all of a sudden, and that wasn't my purpose either. I completely discontinued YouTube, or had struggles keeping up with YouTube. Yeah, that was before my mom's stroke, dude. Now, yeah, it's, responsibility in life has increased tremendously, but honest to God, man, I'm somebody of faith. Like, I believe that everything happens for a reason, and that experience has made me has made my music better, man. Really. The more your character develops, the better your music gets. The more humble you become as a person, the more you get to know your soul, your ego, and all that kind of stuff. That's also things that I'm learning on the side next to music production, YouTube here. And my music, like the energy from life, the things that I learned, that is reflected also in my sound. And then people feel that. And that's how you heal the world, you know, by working on yourself. I recently got Ableton Move, easy to transfer data back and forth from Move to Ableton. Yeah. I don't know, however, if it's an upgrade from the push, the Ableton Move. You could arrange production weekends, packs, and we all come to Germany. Production weekends. Yeah. I wanted to do something like that too, like community-based events. That'd be something for the future, yeah? Dude, music is so therapeutic, says Thomas. I agree. I have, like, I'm gonna be honest here. I went into multiple phases of, I wouldn't say depression, but like where I felt really down after consuming too much negative media, especially about the war, about Russia, Ukraine, Palestine. And those are things that I don't get into when I speak, like into when I make videos, I mean. But it drained my energy so much, just knowing that there's so much suffering in the world. And to the point where I couldn't function normally. Like, I was so incapacitated to make music or to carry on with my day because I had this overwhelming sensation of, oh, but the war, but the this and that, but the suffering. Leave that away. Like, if there's anybody out there who has similar problems, stop consuming that media and do something of value to yourself. And for me, it's music. Each time I make music, all of that disappears. And I go from the frequency of fear into the frequency of love, and thus am able to truly make a difference in the world, despite all of the shit that's going on. And when you have enough people that gain this level of consciousness, this level of awareness for music, the world becomes a better place. It really does. Music, man, music is light, music is healing, and it has the ability to surpass all of these wars and all of these things that are going on. That's the role of an artist. The artist has the ability to persist in spite of such times. And yeah, I feel like I've had the need to share that because I think this is something that a lot of people are suffering from nowadays, especially the talented people of, you know, Russia, Ukraine. So many talented people. And yeah, because of war, they have to have their souls and everything suppressed. Why? No, it doesn't make sense to me. Yeah. So stick together, you know, this online community, this place where we make music. Stick together, hold together, you know. Yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining in on today's live stream. I hope these words could resonate with any of you. I'm gonna do my best to continue creating content week for week. And if you enjoyed this particular live stream and the sounds, then feel free to grab the sounds from LotusTunes.com. Any VSTs that you enjoyed using, feel free to grab those. Yeah. Okay, guys. More creating, less consuming. Yeah. All right. Guys, thank you so much. God bless you. Have a nice rest of your week. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video or in the next live stream, okay? Cheers. Bye-bye.